Hello and welcome to the Collecting Heroes podcast. I'm your host JD, the collector of collectors, and this is the place where I interview pop culture collectors from around the world. Today, I'm going to Italy by way of London, and I wanted to say ciao to my next collector. His name is
Ciao to you,
Vince,
JD.
and he is a Tubbz collector. Vince, thank you so much for being on the show.
Hello, thank you. It's a pleasure for me, JD. Thank you for inviting me in your podcast.
How do you say thank you in Italian?
Grazie, just grazie.
Grazie.
Sound like gracias in Spanish, but it's
Yeah,
grazie.
grazie. Ah,
Grazie,
nice.
prego.
Oh,
It's a
grazie.
pleasure for me.
Grazie. Yes, you were giving me a little language lesson before we started recording.
No problem.
So it's good. Mate, very happy to have you on the show. As I mentioned, obviously, this is the place where I interview collectors from around the world. You are in London, but
Yes.
you are Italian from Italy. You said you've
Yes.
been living there for more than a decade now.
12 years, 12 years.
Yeah. And as I mentioned, you are a Tubbz collector. Now, for people who listen to the podcast, they might not really know what Tubbz are. I've only just, as of this year, really found out what Tubbz are. I've started seeing them popping up in my Instagram feed and a couple of videos, and I actually just pulled the trigger not long before we started this recording on my first two Tubbz, and I've got a Batman and a Harley Quinn. As everyone knows, I'm a Batman fan, but I decided to go out and get those two before they become harder to get. So tell people listening, what are Tubbz? Where do they come from?
Okay. So Tubbz is a collection from Namskull Design. It's about the rubber duck. Apparently, the story about Tubbz is one day one of the guys from the Namskull Design just bring one common rubber duck at the office. That kind of rubber duck that you can find in a souvenir shop or something like that.
Yeah.
And apparently they look this rubber duck and they say, "Oh, we can do better than that." So they start to create the cosplaying duck, the Tubbz. At the end, they are cosplaying duck. It's a rubber duck, but full of details, and they are more or less, they represent all the pop, the pop brands, the most famous pop brands. They have, like you mentioned before, they have Batman. They have a lot of video games. So the launch of the Tubbz was in 2019. It was out. If I'm not wrong, was like the first was like 6 brand. They put it out. Was Ghostbusters, Batman, Fallout, Destiny, Lord of the Rings, and more and more. Yes.
Yeah.
And apparently it was very good. Tubbz, for my point of view, I know if it's right, but from my point of view, the Tubbz explode when they put it out to the horror characters, like Pennywise from Heat, or Beetlejuice, or The Exorcist. That one was explosion, and yes, and now Tubbz are very popular, but a lot of people, they think they are from Funko, but they are not from Funko. They are not from Funko.
Yeah, well, it's easy to get that confused, right? Because obviously Funko has so many. They have so many pop culture brands and so many IPs that they actually can use now. So seeing a heap of them come out, and they're also trying new things all the time. And that was one of the things that I sort of thought about as well, was, it's like a Funko Pop, but as a rubber ducky. Like it's
exactly. A lot of people they think that, but if you check, if you have example one Tubbz in your hands, is incredible. But the Tubbz, they have more details. Details. The cure of the details is more than Funko Pop. But yeah, more or less they are from the same kind of, I mean, they look similar in some things, probably because they are like how can I
Using
say?
the same characters and things like that.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah,
character, the designer more or less. But
yeah,
yeah, I think I'm sure that the taste in Tubbz is better, to be
excellent.
honest.
Oh, I mean, like I said, I ended up pulling the trigger. Got a couple that are going to be coming in the mail, hopefully in the next week or two. So I can't wait for those to arrive. I was actually really excited. The Harley Quinn one, especially, like, just looked really had some really cool details on it with the hammer over the shoulder and everything as well. It
Okay,
was really nice. I've seen it on actually Angel Young, who was the Harley Quinn collector I had in my first season of the show, one of my
right.
earliest guests. She has also shared it on her page. I noticed that you on your Instagram page actually shared her post, and that is one of
Yes,
the
yes,
reasons I found you was on
of
Instagram
course.
because
Nice.
you have the page that's actually it's like a fan page for Tubbz as well.
About my page is another story because when I start to collect tabs, they was popular, but not really, not 100%.
Uh huh.
So at that time is literally that doesn't exist any Instagram or Facebook page or anything about tabs.
Yep.
So I say, okay, let's do this, and I do my my personal page dedicated to tabs, and still now the best resource, I think, the most popular one.
Nice.
Yeah, I receive a lot of compliments as well about the numbskull design. Like I told you before, they because of my page they create as well the my personal tabs.
Yeah. How did that come
They make
about?
me they make me in a rubber duck. Yes, I will send a photo later because I have I have inside my wardrobe protected because I
Yeah.
don't want to live outside, with the kids, or maybe my wife just clean and drop it. No, so it's in a safe place. And it was very excited for me to have just call a toy, but a toy with my face, my tattoo. They even made my tattoo,
Oh, what?
my glass. Yeah, it was super excited because I really love the pop culture from very very long times, and for me it's like win the Oscar. I don't know. It was like
I
was
think
like
that's really
amazing.
cool.
Yeah,
Especially like
it's
having
very cool.
someone who's so passionate about a toy or a collectible like that,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then for them to notice that, see you on it, like they're obviously in the earlier stages as well. As you mentioned, 2019 was the first lot that came out. I was watching a video earlier and they spoke about that. I think they said Borderlands was the very first one that they
The
released back
Borderlands,
in
absolutely.
2019.
Borderlands was the first one.
But for you, being someone who's really dedicated to the brand, dedicated to collecting them and sharing the word, and them to honor that with what is obviously, I imagine, a one of one, pretty much like on
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
that's really cool. It's not like I mean I know Funko does Fanatics and everything as well, but one
Yeah.
of the things I noticed they actually did this year, and this is where I actually was learning a bit about the brand, was I was watching the Tubbz Awards, where they have
Yes.
the awards that they actually award social media people who share the videos,
Absolutely.
unboxings, everything. And I thought that was really cool, giving the little golden ducks away. In fact, on their
Yeah.
Facebook page, they're doing a giveaway right now as well.
Absolutely. That one with you is I still in pain for that because in my collection that golden tabs is the only one that I miss. I don't
Oh,
receive yet. Yeah, that one is I still miss that golden tabs. For me, when I saw in Instagram, because a lot of followers they send me the picture of that golden tabs,
yeah.
and I'm so jealous. I say, "Oh my god, why I don't have this? Why I don't have this?" But yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So what can I do?
I mean,
Maybe in the future, who knows?
definitely. I think a golden, golden duck is cool, but to have one that's actually designed is you
No,
design
absolutely,
is even better in my opinion. So I think you
absolutely,
already won the Tubbs lottery as far as that was concerned.
absolutely. But like I say, for one, for sure, for you is the same. For one collector, even if you have everything in your wall in your house, but your mind is always going in that place. You say, "Oh my God, I missed that. I missed that."
There's a lot of cool brands that are coming out making a lot of toys that I'm following at the moment, and you know, as I said, Tubbz is one of the ones that's come up on my radar. Handmade by Robots is another real cool one, which one
Exactly.
of my earlier guests, Marisol, also collects and is a big advocate for. In fact, these days even more so than when she was first on the podcast. But what was it about them in particular that stood out to you, like the Tubbz? So what was the first one you remember seeing in the
Okay,
store or online, and
I will.
what was it that really caught your eye about it?
The first Tubbz I saw in my life was Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter. I was
Okay,
in one.
cool.
I was in one shop in London, in Amlace. Is probably is one of the biggest toy shop in Europe. Actually, at that time, at that time, United Kingdom still in Europe. So let's say in Europe. Yeah, it was the first place when I saw this, and I'm a huge fan of Street Fighter, fighting games in general. And when I saw that in rubber duck, I say, oh my God, I will buy that. But after that, I start to follow in. I start to do my research about Namskull design, about Tubbz, and
Uh-huh.
I say I found a lot of like favorite brands like Ghostbusters or Batman,
Yeah.
or I start like, oh my God, I want this as well. I want this as well. I want this as well. But why I decide to collect all of them? This is another story. I was in Lisbon, in Portugal, maybe in 2006, 2007. I don't remember. Very, very years ago, and I
Yeah.
was in this comics shop in Portugal, and I saw literally the first Funko Pop, the first one.
Ah.
It was the first Batman, Bart Simpson from Bart Simpson. I remember Notorious B.I.G., the first Star Wars Funko Pop.
Mhm.
And I remember I bought three of them, four of them, and
Oh,
I
wow.
bring a home. Yeah, yeah, I bring a home of that. And that time I say, may I don't know, something in my head told me I need to start to collect this Funko Pop because maybe they're gonna be popular.
Uh-huh.
But for some reason, for of course, always for money, for space, for wherever, I didn't start that.
Yeah.
I didn't start that Funko Pop collection. So after a few years, Funko Pop start to be very, very popular.
Yeah, they're everywhere now.
And I feel like I start to feel very, very bad. I say, oh my God, why I didn't start this collection? Because I had that opportunity. I remember that Bart Simpson. That Bart Simpson now is very, very rare. It's the first version of Bart Simpson. Is him with a skateboard. It's
Yeah.
super rare that and I still have in Italy. I still live in Italy. So when I discovered Tubbz, I say, I say to myself, I'm sure this one is gonna be very popular, but this time I will do this collection. I will start this
Uh-huh.
collection. I'm gonna buy all of them because I don't want to repeat the same problem. And now, especially now, the Tubbz start to be very popular, very very popular. A lot of them are sold out. A lot of them. You example, you start the Batman collection, but
Mhm.
most of the Batman series that now is very hard to find.
Yeah, well,
I
I was having a lot of difficulty finding it actually. I went online and there's not a lot of retailers in Australia that actually
exactly.
sell it.
They
So
now
the
top.
one that I saw didn't they were sold out of the Batman, so I actually had to order it off Amazon, a seller off Amazon that I was just lucky had both in stock and I was able to get off there.
Yeah, because now in 2022, but tabs start to be very popular, like I
Mhm.
already say, and now most of them are sold out. And now, even when Namskull present a new tabs, sometimes when the tabs go online, is after less than 1 week is going sold out. This is why now Namskull created I think they create the first edition of the tabs.
Yeah.
is for collectors. It's for people that who love Tubbz, because probably after they're gonna when the first edition is finished, they're gonna do a second edition, but it's gonna be different. It's gonna be in a box probably, or something like that.
Okay. Well, I saw that they do some special packaging as well. I love the fact that they actually come in a little bathtub. The plastic
Yeah, yeah.
container
In this
is a
one.
bathtub. Yeah, it's
Exactly. They
super
come in
cute,
a
super cute.
bathtub.
And then I noticed that when they did the mega T-Rex one for Jurassic Park, that
The XL, the XL Tubbz,
it came in a big crate. Was that like a
coming in a big box.
big box? Okay, so
Yeah,
like slightly different packaging, but I really love the way that they package them.
absolutely. Yeah, they in 2022 they launched the XL Tubbz. Is the biggest Tubbz. Yes, at the
Uh-huh.
moment is the T-Rex, is Barrow, the Barrow from Lord of the Rings,
Yeah, that was
and
awesome.
the Stay Puft from Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
And
Stay Puft was
I'm
great.
sure more. Yeah, I'm sure more is coming. And another thing about Tubbz that I personally love is a few ducks they come scented, like
I
the
saw that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Example, the stay puft they smell like marshmallow. Oh my god! When you open that, you smell that marshmallow. You want to eat that. Or example, they made the Lemmy from Motorhead.
I wouldn't
Smell like
advise putting it
whiskey.
on a fire though. Like you probably won't smell as good once you do that.
Yeah, it smelled like whiskey, and the other one was the Easter bunny smell like chocolate.
Oh, nice. That's really
They are
cool.
so cute. They
That's
are so
really
cute.
cool. When they're coming up with these designs, it's funny, like, to think they could come out with a cool design, but to go that
Mhm.
extra mile of, like, the scented and
Yeah,
everything is
exactly.
really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I know
that's it.
Pops does that, and they also have the flocked ones as well, but it's good to see Tubbs doing a little bit of that themselves. I want to go back to the earlier thing. So you mentioned about being in a comic book store, seeing the Funko Pops, which you've still got those earliest ones, which I'm sure are worth a few dollars now, or a few euros now, I should say. Um,
Absolutely.
but were you a collector before that? Like, was before you started getting into the whole range, were you an avid collector of things before that?
I'm yes, of comics.
Okay.
Big collector of comics. I love comics. Like probably when I was like I started to collect comics when I was maybe 6 7 years old. I remember.
Nice.
In yes, in Italy is very famous. This comics called Topolino, but Topolino is literally Mickey Mouse, and
Ah,
Every week is coming this magazine with the full story of Disney story.
yeah.
And I remember my grandma buy me these comics, this Topolino, Mickey Mouse, and this comics opened a world for me. After that, I discovered Spider Man,
Uh,
I discovered Batman, I have a huge collection of comics in Italy. Unfortunately, when I came here in London, I stopped by comics. But I still read a lot of comics.
okay.
Unfortunately, I read in digital. I know a lot of people when I say that they told me, you read in digital. No, but
It's
it's the
hard to
only,
keep up though, right? It's hard to keep up,
yeah.
especially with space, like depending on how many things
No,
you're
no, no,
collecting.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, comics is still my first love. Absolutely, I love comics. This is why, especially when tabs they do when Napscal made some tabs from comics, I love it. I love it. Example, the Batman collection. They
Uh-huh.
are, if you notice, they are the version of the first appearance version of the characters.
Yeah.
That one is one of my favorite brands that they do
Yeah,
about
and
Batman.
Topolino, you said, is that Mickey
Topolino, Topolino.
Mouse?
Yes,
Do you still have those ones that your grandmother bought for you as well?
absolutely, absolutely. I have.
And
And now in Italy, Topolino is probably more than 4,000. I mean because it's still coming out every
Oh
week.
yeah.
Every week, I remember every Wednesday you go to the comic shop and you have your Topolino.
And did you take that? Did you just take that trip with your grandmother as a child when she would buy them for you every time?
Yes, yes,
Oh
yes.
wow, that's so cool that you also have that connection with her that obviously started that passion
Absolutely.
the reading and then the collecting
Yeah, yeah,
afterwards as
yeah,
well.
absolutely. And at that time as well, the comics for me was very good things because I remember my parents, of course, they told me, oh, if you want Topolino, you have to go to the school. If you want Topolino, you have to be good with your sister. If you want to, so my childhood was like that. Always try to do good things for receive my comics. To receive my copy of Topolino. Was
and
nice.
and do you have children now?
Yes,
And are
yes.
you going to do the same thing for them? Are you going to reward them with comic books or whatever if they're good?
Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, at the moment is not even 1 year old. So,
Oh, okay.
but for sure,
Eventually.
I will. Absolutely, for sure, I will introduce him to the comics, to the in general fantasy world, to the nerd world, because for me is was like the best things in my life. Love this kind of things.
Uh-huh.
I'm almost 40 years old, and I remember at that time when I start to love Marvel, DC, or comics in general, is no internet, and at that time I remember I feel alone,
Yes.
like. Yeah, probably for you was the same. I feel like, oh my God, I'm the only person in the world that likes this kind of things, because me, example, I'm from Italy. I'm from Sicily. In Sicily in Sicily, South Italy, and I remember in is no one knows about comics or about I don't know, if you
The
say
different
to
superheroes and things.
exactly, yeah, the people just know Spider-Man probably because of the cartoon,
Mhm.
or or Superman or Batman because they are very popular. But
Yeah.
I remember if you talk with someone about, I don't know, the X-Men, they say, "Oh, what is X-Men?" No one knows what is X-Men. But
Until the
after with
movies
the
come out.
cartoon,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Well, I mean, that's really cool. That's really cool. And now you come all this way where you're now living in a different place and you have this whole new collection and I
absolutely.
advise you to make sure you keep them on a higher shelf once if it's 1 year old, your
Yeah, yeah.
son's probably
Is
starting to
in
run
yeah
around now.
in yes, in that shelf I have the you can see they are in a safe place. They are in very
They
safe place.
end up
Plus I
all
have
over the place.
exactly, exactly. But that one is not the full collection, because now tabs are more than 200. So
Mm.
I move a lot of them inside the wardrobe, inside the cupboard. Is I just leave it outside the last ones, because there are too many now. There are too many. Sometimes my wife is like, "Oh, what can I do with all this rubber duck?" I say, don't worry, leave it there. When I saw her, I'm happy. I'm very happy. So just leave it there.
Well, you said over 200. I did see on your page, I think you said you have over 200 in your collection. So you like
I have
your
all of them. I have all of them, and
yeah.
at the moment, exactly at the moment, tabs are 223
Wow.
exactly.
Except
But
for the gold one.
exactly good, but they are 223, included the new release. But they just last week they presented the Ninja Turtles in
Yeah, I
tabs. I
saw
don't know if
that.
you see that.
Yeah, I did. I saw the pictures of that.
I can't wait to have that. I can't wait to have the Ninja Turtles. I love Ninja Turtles. It's another memory from my childhood.
And when you're collecting them as well, obviously, like you said, it's hard for you to you've got limited space and trying to find where to put them. Do you have like a few that stay on display that you keep out of the packaging as well?
Yes, yeah, yes, exactly, yes. I in my collection they are like with a full box. Like
Do you take any out?
I no, no, I just taking out for take picture because
Okay.
my Instagram page start to be very popular
Uh-huh.
because I start to do during the COVID time
Mm-hmm.
when it was like everything closed and nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I start to take tabs with me outside, example in the park or in the street. I start to take pictures, and that one made my page more famous.
Nice. Well, I mean, a lot of toy collectors, I think, were doing the photography thing during lockdowns
No,
and
no, yeah,
trying to find ways
and I love
to
it.
keep
I
themselves
love it. And
busy.
that one, yeah, of course, that one for me was for inspiration because I always, like I say, I always collect comics. I always collect toys, but I never do that. I never do that to take a picture to some toys, example in a park or in the nature or something. That one was a good experience for me, and sometimes I still do it. Sometimes I still do that. I like it. I like it. And the best things is when you do a picture. Sometimes it's always come some person and told you, "Oh, what is this? Can you show me? Can you something?" And some of people they after start to follow me in Instagram or they just take a picture with the tabs. So it's as well nice for create a good connection.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I've loved about being part of the collector community, and even now doing this podcast. You know, the connections that I've been able to make with different collectors. Even here now, talking to yourself. You know, a completely different type of collector, completely different type of
Exactly.
toy that I as I said, I bought some today, you know, and now that's going to be in my collection.
Exactly.
But it's falling down the little rabbit holes of the different types of things you can have, you know, and you know, add to all the fandom, the Batman fandom that I have, that's currently sitting behind me. That obviously people listening can't see,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
but a lot of it. Talking about the rabbit holes, when I was trying to do a little bit more research on this, I found out that they've got a store in Universal Hollywood as well. So Universal
Absolutely.
Studios
Yes.
Hollywood.
Yes.
So I think if I once I do plan on going back there one day, I was there in 2018. I'm definitely going to be going by and seeing that they've got a 5 foot Bruce the shark from
Bruce
Jaws.
the Shark.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, I saw that. They have the yeah, they have this giant Bruce shark in the
yeah,
Universal Studios, and I think Bruce the Shark is the most popular Tubbz, probably the most the most popular. Sometimes they reprint that Tubbz, but it's always going sold out. And now Numskull Design and Tubbz, they made very good things with the Natural History Museum in London.
uh-huh.
And they create you mentioned that the giant T-Rex.
Yes.
They made the exclusive T-Rex by in the normal size just for the Natural History Museum.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, this one. Here we go. I just show you. They
Oh
made
yeah,
that T-Rex in the
that's the one I saw in the box that looks like it's
yes.
the
And this one is
yeah.
just in the Natural History Museum. So it's a piece of collection as
And
well.
for people listening, the box actually looks like one of
Looks
your
like a
wooden
cage. Yeah, looks like a dinosaur
transport,
cage. Yeah.
yeah, those wooden transportation boxes that they used to use for animals, and it looks like it's
Exactly.
like
Yes.
broken out of the
This part
side.
broken. This part broken, like the T-Rex just broken, and I wanna go out. Yeah, this one is very nice. Yeah, I'm actually was at the Natural History Museum this Saturday, and I saw a lot of people take a picture or buy this dinosaur because it's actually funny. It's funny to see a rubber duck inside the inside that dinosaur.
And when you've like communicated with Tubbs, have they given you any indication of other any other sort of IP that they're looking to go into? I don't know if you can talk about any of this, your conversations with them, but is there anything on the horizon other than like the Ninja Turtles and stuff that you know that they're working on that people could be excited about?
Sorry, I don't catch the question.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I just meant when you've been talking to them, have they hinted at any new
Okay,
IP
okay.
that they're
Yeah,
looking
yes,
to do.
yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Now I understand. Yes. Sometimes when I talk with them, I say about example some movies or some characters or some comics that is very popular, and I
Yep.
give some hint. But sometimes what I know sometimes is not depends to them. Sometimes is example, if you want to do I don't know, tabs about I don't know, the new Flash movie. Of
Uh-huh.
course, you need to wait for Warner Bros to give you the license, and after the permission.
Yes.
Apparently, is about um, what personally what I think is look like Funko Pop. They have the permission of everything. You need to wait them before
Hmm.
catch something out. It's like
Okay.
it's look like they have the priority. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not sure. It's my personal
Okay.
things.
I know when I spoke to, so I had a just recently I had a guest on, Dan Richard, who works for Pure Arts Design. They do
Okay.
statues and collectibles out of Montreal, and he was talking about how hard it is to sometimes work, how many different people they've got to deal with, the different IP, and how many years it can take from conception to when it finally gets produced on a statue,
Exactly.
and and
Exactly.
and and some, they've got to jump through a lot of hoops in some cases in order to get those different IPs. So I understand it, like obviously if they haven't communicated any of that, or if they're obviously saying it's very hard for them to come across those IPs. I think in the recent stuff that I saw from them, they've got around 20 different IPs that they're currently working with, which is amazing. Obviously, they've got a
No,
lot
no,
of
absolutely,
characters out there
absolutely.
already, and I'd love to see more Batman. So, if anyone from Tubbs is listening and they have a chance to do the Batman, I would love to see one of the Batman, the Robert Pattinson version. That would be a
Okay.
great. That would make a great Tubbs, I think. Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
I
definitely.
think as well. At moment, yeah, like we mentioned before about Batman, specifically about Batman, you can find at moment just the comics version,
Yeah,
and they are seven at the moment, seven characters, but
yeah,
seven
they.
characters including Superman, because Superman as well they include
Mm.
in this DC comics version,
Mhm. I'd
and
say also
after
they got
they
Joker, Catwoman,
is
Two-Face. There's a few
Batman,
different ones.
Joker, Harley Quinn, Robin, Two Face, Catwoman,
Yes,
and Superman.
yes, yes.
And
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure maybe one of the next one is gonna be Flash. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, okay. That'd be nice. I'll
Maybe
keep
it's
an
gonna
eye
be
out
Flash.
just in case.
Yes. And about the DC worlds, they made Wonder Woman and Aquaman buff the movie version, the movie version,
Ah, okay.
and as well they made the Suicide Squad, but the movie version as well.
Oh yeah, I saw the Harley Quinn they did of that. That
Harley
was a
Quinn,
really cool one.
Peacemaker, Bloodsport, and TDK. Yeah, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
TDK.
there's some really cool ones. I would say one of my favorite ones, obviously, like I love the Batman ones, and as I said, I've already bought some. But um, some of the favorite I've seen in the designs that I loved when I was actually, doing research and looking at all the different designs. You mentioned about the horror ones that really sort of help to explode, into in a whole new audience as well. I
Yes,
thought that
yes,
the Pennywise one looks awesome,
great.
gorgeous. The Pennywise
The
one I
penny,
thought
yeah.
worked really
This
well.
is why the Pennywise as well is one of the most difficult to find, because
Yeah,
Pennywise is very you still find maybe in some shop or some place, but Pennywise I remember they is going sold out very very fast,
yeah, yep. I'm not surprised.
because yeah, another one is Bruce the Shark is very hard to find, and the Slimer from Ghostbusters apparently
Yes, yes,
is
the
very
Slimer.
funny.
That's a cool one as well.
Apparently, is very hard to find.
Actually, that
And
whole whole range of Ghostbusters is really cool. Obviously, like the large
Very
Stay
cool.
Puft one you
Very cool.
showed me was really cool.
Very
But yeah,
cool.
the Slimer one is really cool as well. What about yourself? If there was a specific character or IP, like movie, whatever, uh, comic book character, anyone that you would love to see in a Tubbs format, what would be
Yes.
one or two that you would love?
More than one, of course, more than
What
one.
what's a couple? Let me know.
Me, I really love one day to see some tabs from Marvel because
Oh
it's not yet
yes.
Marvel comics. Yes,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna be nice to see some Star Wars tabs.
Yes, I was
Let,
thinking that
let's
too.
say let's say let's say the Disney
I was going
family
to
in
say they need to
Japan
get that Disney
don't
permission,
exist. No,
right?
don't
For
exist.
everything.
Don't exist.
Yeah.
The only thing I know, like in internal information, is apparently we're not gonna see any Star Wars stubs in the future because apparently the Lucasfilm refused to see their character
Oh
in a
no.
tubs. Yeah, apparently it's not official. It's some voice that I heard from fans or something.
Okay.
Um, I really love one day to see some tabs from Mortal Kombat
Yeah, that'd be
because
cool.
that will be very very cool from Mortal Kombat. And
I'm trying to imagine Scorpion, like the Scorpion and
oh,
Sub-Zero,
that
like that they could
Scorpion
make really cool
Sub-Zero,
ones.
yeah, even
Yeah.
Goro make this rubber duck with with 4 arms is gonna be amazing. I really love. I really love Spawn from Todd McFarlane. I really love if
Mhm.
they do this rubber duck from Spawn, but it's very. I don't think
Is
they gonna do.
is that a Spider-Man or a Spawn poster in the back behind you that I can see as well?
That one is my friend made that one. Is I can show you, no problem.
Excellent. He's pulling it off the wall
He
for
made
me.
me this one
I did
with the
Spider-Man. Oh, nice. And it's
Batman,
got
Spawn,
Spawn
and
and
Spider.
I thought I saw that earlier when we were talking, and because I have also recently had a Spawn collector on the show, and I saw
Okay.
it, and I'm like, that looks like Spawn in the background, but I couldn't really
Yes.
tell because of how far in the background it was behind you. But that's really cool that so your friend painted that for you. That's awesome.
Yes, yes, and for me, they are the for me these three characters, Batman, Spawn, and Spider-Man. For me, they represent the history of the comics in USA. For me,
Nice. And that's
yeah, for
that's the
me,
ones that you really gravitated to as a child.
yes, exactly, and yeah, and for me, they are the most famous character in the USA comics. For me, they made the history of the comics. For me,
I
I
I
really I
actually
really
was
love them.
I'm looking forward to seeing the new Spider-Man movie when it comes out very shortly. And I
Oh,
was even
the
looking,
animated one there. Yeah.
yeah, into the Spider-Verse. I was actually looking. They've got a special edition Michael Jordan the Air One sneakers that they've actually
Yeah,
made.
I
Like,
saw I saw I saw
and
yesterday in the street some poster.
the bottoms of them glow. They glow in the dark. They're red. The bottoms of the shoes are red, but they
Yes.
glow like a brilliant white. I actually saw a
Crazy,
video on
yeah.
YouTube today that I was watching of it, and it looks amazing. And I was I was telling my girlfriend, I'm like,
No,
you
no,
know
they
what?
are. Yeah, absolutely.
I thought
They
I saw these shoes and they were pretty cool when I first saw them, but then I saw the glow in the dark. Now I really want them. So
they are amazing. They are amazing. And back to Tubbs.
back to Tubbs, yes.
Back to Tubbs and back as well that things we mentioned before. Of course, what I notice is always nice if it's coming out some Tubbs in the
Mhm.
same time of a movie or a TV series.
Yeah.
Example, the Tubbs from Stranger Things, they was
Mhm.
very very popular, very very popular because they coming out more or less in the same time of the season 4, I think. Yes,
Yep.
season
Yep.
4.
Yep.
So that one they was super popular, and now they are very hard to find as well.
Wow. Is there a specific place that you go to get yours? Do you purchase them directly
No, me,
from
me, I,
them
me,
or
I, You ask about where I buy them,
Yeah,
or
where do you buy yours
oh
from?
yeah, no, me I buy straight from Just Check. Is the Namskal official website.
Okay, just check.
They are based in the UK, so for me it's perfect. They they when they coming out, they just send me like the day after, so it's perfect for me.
Ah, nice, nice. Well, I'll get the link from you, and I'll make sure I put the link in the description for anyone else who might be interested in checking it out,
Thank you
to
very much.
purchase them
Thank
as
you. Really,
well.
really, really appreciate. Really appreciate. So I'm very excited for the future release, and yeah, like I said, I really hope one day to. I really hope, because I love Marvel. I really love Marvel comics. So I hope one day to see some Spider-Man or Iron Man or wherever.
Well,
Uh,
tell you what, if they get the Disney license and they end up with like your Disney characters, your Marvel, your Star Wars, you're gonna have to get as
Fox
they would
as
say
well.
in Jaws, you're gonna have to get a bigger boat, right? Because
Yeah, absolutely.
you're gonna need
No,
a
absolutely,
lot more places to
absolutely.
put those because they'll have so many
And
things to.
to be honest, I'm sure for tabs like explode like funk or something else. Is it sounds stupid, but probably they need this license. They
Yeah,
need for sure Marvel. They need Star Trek, Star Wars. They really need that. It's gonna be very helpful from them. But yeah, at the end they're going good. They're going good.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Numbskull are probably if given they've got 20 different IPs already, I'm sure that's definitely on their radar for them to get there. So Vince, I think this would be a great place to wrap it up. I've had a really fun time talking to you, learning about Tubbz, finding out
Thank
your
you.
passion for these rubber ducks, and I can't
Thank
wait
you very much.
to get mine and actually see them in person as well because they just look so cool and I've been waiting for a while. Like, should I buy them? Shouldn't I buy them? And then once you agreed to be on the show, I was like, I have to buy them now, right? Like, it's a perfect excuse
I
for me
mean, yeah,
to finally go
yeah,
ahead and
of
do it.
course, it's better to have in the collection.
And before I do let you go, though, as you said, your Instagram is pretty much like a resource that you share a lot of people's posts of their tubs that they share, as
Absolutely.
well as your own pictures as well. Where can they find you?
My Instagram is called Tubbz Collector,
Yep.
and literally in Instagram, if you write Tubbz, it's gonna be the first page. The first page of that page is Tubbz Collector. Yes,
Perfect.
I
That's
mean I do.
TUBBZ.
Absolutely, absolutely. This one is the brand, the name of the
Yes.
brand of the rubber duck. Yes, if you want to know, if you like to know everything about tabs, what is coming out, or just enjoy the picture or wherever, just follow my page Tabs Collector, and you will like.
And for anyone else who might be on Facebook, I actually just noticed today, and I joined
In
the
Facebook,
the
exactly. In Facebook,
Tubbs
you will
Club.
find in Facebook you will find Tabs Club.
Yeah,
Tabs Club is the official page from Namskal Design.
but right now they're doing a giveaway, so I think they're getting close to the 3,000 mark, and they're doing a giveaway. So
They
anyone who listens to this not long after it's
Yes,
released, go there and if they and follow them because at 3K they're actually going to be giving away one of those golden ducks as well.
absolutely, absolutely. If you win that golden tabs, please send to me because it's the only one that I miss. Please.
I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal, Vince. If I win it, you can have it
Thank you very
because you've been
much.
nice enough to be on the show. That I think that it would be the most perfect home for it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. If you send me that, I will send you I have the Joker version, the tabs Joker version, but painted like Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh,
And yes, and I will send to you. It's the only piece in the world I will send to you. I do that by myself, so I
wow!
will send that to you.
I really want to win this golden duck now, so I can do a swap. That's really exciting. I had that
No
hadn't been my
problem.
intention at all, but lovely, lovely. Well, Vince, grazie.
Prego,
Grazie.
prego. Grazie. Thank you very much. Thank you, JD. Thank you very much. And see you in Instagram.
Yes. If you like the episode, please consider following or subscribing wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also join me on Instagram at Collecting Heroes, where you can see photos of the collections of the people that I'm talking to, as well as some of my own.